Hey guys, MaliciousCompliance here, and today I'm back for yet another episode of r/MaliciousCompliance, and I feel like this one might be fun. I don't know. I've got 3 stories lined up. I don't know how they're gonna go. Let's start off with this one. I'm not allowed to touch the kids. Have fun doing it all on your own. In my country, when you start 9th, I think, grade, you have to do 3 days of work for free for the experience and to explore more about what different jobs require you to do for your future work life. This happened when I was 15. I had found out about the official date pretty late because I had been away from school for a while due to being in hospital. So by the time I found out, most jobs were taken and I was left with going the desperate path, which was working at a nursery. I called the nursery I was in as younger, and lucky me, I was allowed to work there even with such short notice. It was 5 days after I had called in. Now, something I have to mention is, I'm a bisexual trans man. Ooh. Most people in my country are really accepting, even a lot of the elders. But, of course, it's not all perfect. There is still such discrimination and homophobia, which I also have experienced firsthand. One of the women who worked at the nursery is really homophobic, and I was placed in the same group as her with the kids aged 4 or 5. And no, I wasn't actively telling the staff about my gender identity and sexuality. I had a trans and bi pin on my pants, which I had forgot to remove before I came in, and before I get asked, I wore the same pants the day before at school because I was too lazy to change before I left, and I was also running late. The first day, Dina, the homophobic worker, made it clear she did not like the fact that I wasn't hetero. She would death glare me when a child asked what was on my pants, and when I replied it was a pin, telling people I was a boy, just so people don't forget, she would comment on my stutter while I was reading to the kids. I struggle reading, and sometimes I would start saying a word before my brain had properly made the whole thing out. She almost tripped me twice when I was playing tag with some kids outside, and accidentally walked into my water bottle that hadn't closed because the kid needed help tying her shoe, and all this was on day 1. By the end of the day, I was fed up, so I decided to take it up with the manager, who told me to come back if anything else happened. The next day, a kid asked me if I could help with his sweater. When I was about to help him get it off, Dina pushed me away and started helping him instead. After the kid left, I asked what her issue was and why she pushed me, which she replied, "I don't want the kids to end up sinners and having to go to heck because you're teaching them being insert homophobic and transphobic slur is okay." That really caught me off guard. So right there, my dyslexic brain decided to do exactly what she wanted. The last day comes, and I come in and I do everything I would except help out the kids. And I had to tell them that they had to ask Dina because I was busy helping someone else with art, which wasn't a lie, by the way. More and more kids started coming asking for help with stuff that meant I had to touch them, and I declined everyone and told them I was busy and they would have to ask Dina. By the end of the day, Dina was annoyed. I had told all the kids to ask for her to do everything. I just told her I did as she said, and I haven't touched the kids. A week ago I returned to the nursery because I was picking up my cousin that had recently moved here and started going to that nursery. I talked to a woman that was also in the room but had other tasks that required her to be occupied most of the time and wasn't able to help. But she had been watching everything while I was there. Apparently Dina had been fired. I wasn't the only person she was homophobic to. She had been telling a girl her mummies wouldn't go to heaven because they were two married women. Whoa. It had been going on for a while, and after I left, the mums found out and reported it, and at the same time, the other woman decided to tell about what Dina said and did to me, which, when you add the other write-up Dina had, gave the manager permission to fire her. I wish I could have seen everything go down. Edit, okay, I'm not going to read the edit, but that's... Wow, I did not expect that to be the story. Also, I can see your dyslexia peeking through with all your misspelt words. Like, bab, which was supposed to be there. I don't get why people have to be like that. It's like, it didn't even have to do with religion. It was just being homophobic and transphobic for all the wrong reasons. You want to send me home? Sounds good. So I was sarcastic and easily annoyed guy in my 20s, and this often didn't help me get along with older or corporate types. I was working at a certain pumpkin-coloured big box home improvement store one spring in the flooring department. It was just starting to get warm out, and the store didn't have much AC, so I was looking forward to a magical day where certain employees were allowed to switch their pants for shorts. Problem is that we had a new department manager. I'll call him Dick, who was aggressively chasing a promotion to assistant manager, then store manager. He thought he could accomplish that by being a super by-the-books hard-on and being relentlessly metrics focused. This translated into a manager who was a know-it-all, micromanaging idiot. Anyway, I'm scheduled to open at 5 AM one day, on the fabled day of cooler bottom wear, and I walk in all light and airy and bare-legged. Dick, who was overnight manager the previous night, saw me and threw a fit. "Why are you out of your uniform?" he asked. "I'm not. I can wear shorts starting today," I proclaimed. "Knowing your position in your department, who told you that you could?" he retorted. "The employee handbook and SoP? I can show you if you don't believe me," I offered. "I know that SoP and your department doesn't get to wear shorts. That's only garden. Go home and change right now." He demanded, face getting redder from my defiance. "Okay, Dick. If that's how you want to play it, I'll be back in an hour," I sighed. Maybe the loss of an hour pay will teach you something." So I know better. The reason I know better is because I'm one of the weirdos who actually read the entire standard operating procedure document, the employee handbook, which is actually just a subsection of the SoP, and I really hate being wrong, so I checked the SoP before doing anything different day to day. In my store, the SoP was like invoking God. If the SoP said no, that won every single argument. So I go home, change into pants, but bring my shorts back to work with me. By now, Dick's shift is over, and I asked the new morning manager on duty, Darren, to meet with me. Why? What's up? "Oh, it's just an SoP issue." "Okay, give me like 10 minutes. So I swung by my desk and printed out several things. My latest pay stub that included my official job title and department number, the company directory that included department names and associated numbers, the SoP that dealt with when and which departments / employees can wear shorts, the annual email from the regional VP confirming which departments could wear shorts starting when, which also included the line, "and this letter is to be posted at the time clock between the dates of da-da-da and da-da-da." The SoP detailing the company transportation and mileage reimbursement policy, a Google Maps route that mirrored the route I take to and from work with the total mileage highlighted. So I meet with Darren and explain what happened and handed him each page in turn as they become relevant. At the end, we agreed that I was right on every single account and asked me what I wanted. 1. I wanted the time. I turned away before I could clock in, so I wanted to be paid starting at 5 AM. Feel free to check the CCTV if you want to confirm when I arrived. 2. I want the mileage because Dick sent me on essentially a company errand with my own vehicle through no fault of my own. 3. I want this letter posted at the clock like it says it's supposed to be. 4. I want you to talk to Dick about this because I told him this was the SOP before he sent me home. 5. I'm changing back into my shorts. All that sounds more than fair. Get the paperwork for the clock adjustment and mileage to me today and I'll sign it. The letter mysteriously went missing from the time clock the next day, but I replaced it every day until I happened to see Dick angrily snatch it off the board and throw it away. I reported that as well and the letter stopped going missing. He didn't talk to me much and I was transferred to another department a month later. So all in all, win-win, I think. Now that I'm at home and at an actual computer, there's basic spelling and grammar errors, of course. Always happens to the best of us. But if I swing back up here, you missed the Ed. I love how you are so dedicated to you wanted to wear shorts. It's like, I'm gonna love someone that's just like, no, shorts are this is the season for shorts. It's not pants all year. No refunds once you stepped out of the store. Fine, I won't step out of the store. This happened in a large store in a European country. When you purchase something from them, and for any reason you want to return the item, the policy is that they never give money back. They only give you a voucher redeemable same day only. I went to the store today and purchased quite a long list of items. I got home, my wife looks at them and says, we don't need some of them. I go back to the store and barely 20 minutes pass. The returns manager smiles at me as I tell her I just purchased these and would like to return them. She tells me that I stepped out of the store so she can't refund. Only give me a voucher and I must buy something else. I had already bought everything I needed. Then she tells me to take the products home and keep them for the next time I would need to buy something. Then I can come and get the voucher and redeem it. Imagine keeping a pair of shoes or in a bowl and remember to bring them with you the next time you have to need something. I tried to reason, but she was adamant. Those are the rules. You stepped out of the store, you don't get a refund. And then it clicked. I asked, so if someone wants to return an item without leaving the store, they get their money back, yes? You see where this is heading. Malicious compliance. Kick it in. I asked to return the items and get the voucher. I take the voucher, get inside the store, find a product to exactly same amount, buy it with the voucher, right after the cashier, then the returns manager. Straight from the cashier, I go to her, hand her that random product I just bought and say, I would like to return this, I don't want it, and I never left the store. She is looking at me with barely contained rage in her eyes, I kid you not. The awkward pause was getting longer, and then her manager comes along, looks at us, and I smile at him and say, I never left the store, and I'd like to get a refund for this, please. He nods, silent and not looking at me. She proceeds to refund me the money in cash. Company policy, am I right? Gotta love how you follow the rules exactly how they say, and they get mad because you basically broke their system. But that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. If you don't leave the store, you can get the refund if it's an item that you don't need? That does not make any sense. It's like, oh, you left the store, here's a voucher. It's like, if you're gonna have that happen, yeah, you should expect more people to do that sort of thing if they realize what's going on. Anyways, I'm gonna end this episode here. Links will be in the description to the main channel and the second channel for you guys to go check out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know next video comes out. A ding, I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.